me the pictures of the pen, and then yeah, so I just lost part of my video. And it's continuing to record, but apparently the maximum has been exceeded, so it's splitting my video into two. So what you're hearing right now is probably part 2 of my video, because I can just drone on and on. So anyway, again, I'm just really glad that like this kind of reawoken that with me, because I just really love it. And we visited the beach and everything, like when we lived in Oregon, and some of my earliest memories are kind of like are from Oregon when we lived there. Like I think that my earliest memories are actually from when we lived there, and I think I was like 3 or 4. And yeah, just really cool stuff. So it's really, really cool stuff, and some really cool memories from that. So anyway, that is my cool pen, and he gave me a little cool thingy to put it in, and I'm keeping it in there until I'm ready to use it, because I don't want it to get ruined or anything like that. It's just really awesome. So there is my cool pen. So that's that. One of the things I wanted to talk about too, I really miss working out, like really a lot. Like I said, I haven't worked out or exercised since the day that I got attacked, which was that Tuesday, the 23rd. And there's some psychological stuff that goes with that. What are they doing out there? I've got cats, and one of them is a kitten that we're fostering. Yes, we are still fostering this kitten. She's going to get spayed in like 2 weeks, and then we get to hopefully part ways with her. She's sweet and cuddly, but she's also like, she's driven nuts. So yeah, so that's probably her making all that noise out there, probably. Anyway, so talking about wanting to get back to working out and everything. I haven't worked out since then, and like I said, there's some psychological stuff that goes with that. I thought it would be really nice. I probably can't run just because it'd be jostling this around, and I don't really want to exacerbate an injury. That's just bad news. So I wouldn't be able to run, but I would be able to walk, right? So I could walk. And I really miss walking out in like the nature and stuff. But one of the thoughts in my head is that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to walk, and I do like to do it by myself because it's nice and relaxing and peaceful. You don't have to like speed up for anybody. You don't have to slow down for anybody. It's at your own pace. You don't have to talk if you don't want to, because if you're just not feeling like talking, or even listening to somebody else, it's good you time. It's good me time, so I go out there and then just, enjoy the nature and enjoy whatever I might be listening to with my earbuds. And just enjoy that solitude and that peacefulness. Well, I am concerned that by some freak happening, I might get attacked by dogs again, and I'll only have one hand to fend them off, and my feet, obviously, but I mean, and, it'll be worse. So I'm planning. And in fact, my best friend got me some. I thought if I do this, which I'm planning on doing it again, because I don't think that people should live in fear. I'm planning on going out and carrying like some pepper spray or something like that with me. And my best friend actually got me some pepper spray. So that's my plan. But I also kind of don't want to risk. I don't want to risk it. And that sucks. It sucks that kind of my peace of mind has been compromised when it comes to that, because that sucks. So there's that. I also am, and this is one of the biggest like cluster F's in my brain, is that I don't know if I'll feel comfortable, at least not in the beginning. I don't know if I'm going to feel comfortable going out and walking with my earbuds in, like anywhere, unless I don't even know if I'd be comfortable wearing earbuds if I walked with a friend, because like my sister and I, we've gone and take walks before where we both just went ahead and listened to our own music and just walked side by side. If we had something to say, we'd like tap each other on the arm or whatever. But sometimes we talk and sometimes we don't want to. So and that really sucks that I am concerned about that because I was wearing earbuds the day that I got attacked. And actually, what I was listening to was a recording that I had made literally like 2 minutes before the attack happened. I just finished making a recording that was maybe like 5 or 6 minutes long about essentially about hacking up a lung while I'm running. And I was literally running when I was recording it, right? So I was listening because I'm asthmatic and I cough a lot. And then in the morning, I just get like, I get phlegmy and I hack it up and spit when I go to run. And I was talking about that and just being realistic about it. And I was actually listening to that on my earbuds. But because before I started recording, I was either listening to music or a motivational video while I was running. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and record about this because I think it's just kind of funny how, you know, there's this book bindery near me and I'm sure that they hear me like hacking it up and they're like, good God, is she okay? Why is she even running? Blah, 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 you know? So I was talking about that and then I was actually listening to that video when I got attacked. And like I think I've said it in a previous video, I was running and then all of a sudden dogs, I actually think that the way I found out they were there was that one of them bit me. I don't know because everything happened so fucking fast. There's my F word. Everything just happened so fast. And it's honestly like I have like flash memories of everything and a very like weird, I don't even know if it's the true order of what happened, but I I think that they may have bit me and that's how I found out that they were even there. Like the bite, one of the bites happened first and then it's like, oh, dogs, huh? You know, like, so I really don't even know. I don't know. But I was running and then all of a sudden dogs and they were barking at me. And I do wonder if I wasn't wearing my headphones, if I would have heard them barking whenever they were running up to me from whatever direction they were running from, and I would have been able to react quicker. I don't even know what I would have done anyway. So, yeah, so I'm getting a little emotional thinking about that. But, again, you know, my peace of mind and my peace of mind has been shaken with this, and my sense of like just being able to be confident and going out there, it's shaken. I'm not afraid of all dogs. Don't get me wrong. There is a teeny tiny bit of fear. And that sucks a lot because I really love dogs. I love dogs. And we went after I got my stitches and I was on my way home. My sister had to stop by her work. Unless this was like, I don't know. That was that day. She had to stop by her work and they have a dog in the office where she works at. And it's very sweet, apparently. Its name is Ollie. And it is actually quite sweet, but there was a teeny tiny bit of fear whenever Ollie came out. Because I'm like, well, what if Ollie smells these other dogs on me and freaks out and starts attacking me? Like, see, my like peace of mind is literally like with all this, it's been shaken. And so that sucks. And really talking about it and just coming out and saying, the trauma is real. That is really hard for me to do. Like, it's really hard for me to do because like, I even that day I wondered if like I'm like I wonder if I even have any trauma from this. I'm like, I don't think I do, you know. I feel like I've gotten out of this pretty well. And then there have been little things that that have affected like my mentality, you know, my thought processes with things. Like I think I don't know if it was the night of or if it was like a couple nights later or what, but there was a point where I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to go pee. And one of my first thoughts was, I better look both ways when I open the door to my bedroom to make sure there's not a dog that's going to attack me. How fucked up is that, right? So so that's a thing. And it's hard to talk about a little bit. And yes, I am absolutely going to post this. And I'm trying not to say not enough and trying not to say too much just because of the processes that I'm going through aside from this. And, you know, I'm not angry at the person who owns the dogs because in my eyes, in my eyes, I don't know. It's just, I'm not, obviously I don't think that it happened on purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. I really don't think that it happened on purpose, but it did happen, and now I'm affected by it, and that's something that I'm going to have to work through, and I don't know how long that's going to last, unless, it might last forever. I don't know, but I am going to have to work through it. So that is that. So that is basically some extra there. There you go. And I wanted to say a couple more things. I've got my board, which I'll go ahead and show you. My board, my whiteboard. I wrote some things down in my crappy left-handed. This was actually the little blue spot here. I have to steady it. The little blue box here was actually my right-handed writing, and I literally came up with this pretty easy new schedule. Maybe a week or 2 or 3 before this happened, and then a little wrench got thrown into my cogs. So that's where we're at right now. And yeah, so anyway, so of the things that I wanted to eventually get to talk about was that I wanted to thank some people. And I'll do that in a moment. I was going to say another thing that I did want to talk about, it's just coming to mind right now, is that another thing that is stupidly difficult to do is sleeping. So I am supposed to keep my hand elevated, which is one of the reasons why you see me gesturing the way I am. I'm actually pretty good at it. And interestingly, the first week when I was wearing what I like to call the Q-tip, because I had the wrap that was just basically gauze wrapped snugly around my stitches that I got the first week. And I had to keep my hand in the air, so I kept it like this, and I actually turned it a little more, would do the grabby motions because he told me to flex my fingers, the doctor did, and then sometimes I'd hold it up because, it was a different position. But I had a couple of coworkers tell me wow, you could hold that up. My arms would be tired by now. Isn't your arm tired? I'm like, no, I don't know why. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been cutting hair for years. It's not hard for me to keep my hands, in this position. So, so that's that. I've actually been cutting hair for, I think this makes the 9th year professionally, if I'm not mistaken. So that would be 10-ish, if you count the time that I was in school since I learned. But that's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, so sleeping has been kind of difficult. Again, my bed is not made, and I'm not going to turn that, because if that phone falls out again, it's just kind of hard for me to position it into the thingy that holds the phone. So anyway, I have one of our couch cushions on my bed. That way I can sleep with my arm elevated. And it's difficult because if I turn over on my left side, then this is I have to bring this over with me to be in front of me. That way this can rest on top of it. If it's on my left side, it ends up being like this, and it's not very comfortable. So anyway, keeping my arm, I've been doing fantastic keeping it elevated, but it is really difficult to get in a comfortable position to fall asleep. And then I toss and turn anyway, so it's if I toss and turn, but I have to be mindful about keeping this elevated, it takes extra time, and I'm cranky about it. So that's, even though I've been great about keeping it elevated, I'm really and when I'm half asleep, I'm cranky anyway. So there's that. Yeah. So I've been, it's just like I said, a lot of it is just very challenging. It's very difficult. Most of it is not impossible. Most of it is stuff that I can do. It just takes more time. Or it's just very it's just very difficult. But that's what's up. So yeah, there's that. So okay, so let's move on. And I'll probably think of 20 million more things to talk about, because that's who I am. Let's move on to thanking people. So thanks again, Brenda, for the cool phone holder. This is awesome. I really like it. It's really neat. Thank you. Thank you to all of my coworkers who have been so very, very helpful when I'm at work, including my boss and my director, which is my boss, and then my assistant director, which is one of my bosses. And my other coworkers for being patient with me when I've had to take time off, and for just being extremely understanding and extremely helpful. Little ways, big ways. I appreciate all of it. Thank you. And there are specific people that have helped a lot, and I wish I could name you by name, but again, I'm trying to steer mostly clear of names in general. I'm trying to, for the most part. And it's not very easy, and I'm trying to think of like who would be okay with it and who wouldn't. So like I said, Brenda, who got me the thingy, the phone holder, like super sweet, because she ordered it and she sent it to me to my address, and there was a note with it, and it's in the living room where I opened the package, so I don't have it, but it was really sweet. It was just like, hey, I don't know, something about helping out, I think. It was really sweet, and then she signed off on it. So thank you, Brenda, again. Thank you, my coworkers, again. Thank you, my bosses, again. Thank you to my professors who have been helpful and understanding. I really appreciate it. This is so difficult, and I really appreciate that you appreciate the extremeness of that, the meaning behind how difficult this is, and that you can appreciate how difficult this is for me. It's very difficult. It's so difficult. And I am still going to try. I am still going to do my best. It is unfortunate that my best is not going to be my ultimate best, my normal best, but it's going to be what I can do right now. So, and I'm going to do what I can do, because you got to do what you got to do. So thank you to both of you. My Spanish professor, who is super awesome, and who I have had now this is my third semester / term. Started in the summer of 2020 with Spanish, beginning Spanish 1, or beginner Spanish 1, whatever. And then I had beginner Spanish 2 in the fall, and now I'm in intermediate Spanish 1. And if I'm not mistaken, there is an intermediate Spanish 2, which completes the Spanish courses that I can take at my community college that I'm going to right now. And honestly, it's a little bit sad, because like there's that, and then there's also I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing the last chapter of my book here within the next month, which will finish my semester for spring semester 2021. And I've had this book since I started back in last summer, and it's just kind of sad knowing that we're going to be done with the book, but I'm still going to use it for references because it's a really good book. So anyway, so thank you, Professor, and thank you to my art professor as well, who has been helpful and actually encouraged me to continue to take notes. The note taking is still difficult, but I'm actually, like I said, I'm getting a little bit faster with my left hand, and I am starting to tweak my abbreviations and everything, and how I'm taking my notes to not be so long. Because, for example, I had a 30-minute video. It might have been like 32 minutes, I don't know, but a 30-minute, roughly half an hour video that I had to take notes on, and it took me 4 hours and 10 minutes to take notes on that video. That was rough. 4 hours and 10 minutes to take notes on that video, with a couple of potty breaks. There were some potty breaks, but yeah. So that was rough. But anyway, back to that. Thank you very much, Professor of Art. I appreciate the patience. And the encouragement there. So and yeah. And that is the 2 professors that I've got right now that I wanted to thank. So thanks again. Thank you to my coworkers one more time, just because it's on the list next. Thank you to my friends and family. Really, mostly just one family member, to be honest. My sister, who, again, we share a place, so she's been extremely helpful. with a lot of things. But so thank you to Adam, who has given me rides a couple times with work and like brought me like things like, and he's just been very helpful. And whenever he comes and visits, he's helped out with stuff or offered to help out with stuff. Like he's been really awesome. And thank you to my best friend Tegan, because she has been fantastic. She even brought me ice cream the other night. That was something that I wanted to talk about in my video. Food choices. Yeah, I'll veer left here in just a minute. So thank you again, Tegan, for all of your awesomeness, and thanks to my sister Shelly, who has done probably out of everybody, she's probably done the most with giving me rides and helping me get to my appointments and cooking for me, which is super nice, and being encouraging and all that jazz. So that's been awesome. Thank you, Shelly. Now, so to veer left a little bit, because, you know, it's already a really long 2 videos worth of information. My food choices. Okay, so as I've talked about before, I am addicted to food. I have a food addiction, and I make it sound like it's a slight fluffy thing just because of the way that I'm addressing it right now, but really it's very serious. It sucks. I've talked about it before. It's hard. I actually had a talk with one of my parents' friends recently about it, and she actually also has it. And I will not name names, and she watches my videos, which is awesome. So thank you. But she said that she struggles with that as well, and it sucks. So and I know other people that I've talked with, and you know, it's a lot more common than one would think. And I envy the people who don't have a food addiction, like that like food and still enjoy it, but they're not addicted. Like, man, how cool is that, right? But yeah, so it would be a lie if I didn't say that I wasn't struggling with my food choices right now. But I can say that I'm struggling, and part of that struggle is actually trying to keep myself in check, which is a good thing. I haven't completely like thrown it all to the winds. I haven't completely given up. But again, you know, like I talked about before in part 1 of this video, probably by now, I definitely can't cook / can't cook well. It's difficult. I can't do like the risk and the reward is not, you know, it's not great. So higher risk and not such a great reward, really, when you think about it. So not a great ratio there as far as risk and reward goes. But again, I can put some stuff together. I can throw some things in the microwave. I can make a sandwich. But cooking is inadvisable, to say the least, and probably probably not a good idea, considering all of the issues with that, like making a mess and burning myself and spilling things and wasting food. Again, I'm kind of assuming because I literally haven't cooked this entire time. I can just imagine me trying to steady a pan with my elbow while I'm trying to flip something out of it, or trying to I can imagine myself trying to take something out of the oven. Like, yeah, no. So anyway, again, I haven't cooked. Like I said, I've made a sandwich, but I haven't cooked. Definitely microwaved some things. But so it's been difficult. So that being said, the food choices have not been fantastic, but I am trying to keep myself in check, because one of the things that I'm worried about, like I said in part 1, is that I am going to destroy all the disciplines that I have built, because it is so easy to just let go. It is so easy to just let go and say, screw it, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to do what I want, whatever. And use this as an excuse. It would be so easy. Guys, it would be so easy to just say, whatever, I don't care anymore. And I don't want to do that. So one of the disciplines, like I was talking about, I haven't made my bed. Cooking, not a thing right now. So it's either been relying on what my sister makes, which is usually pretty healthy because she's trying to make good choices as well, or ordering pickup that, again, my sister or my best friend or somebody might pick up for me. Thank you again, guys. Or ordering for delivery. Like I just there's or ordering something like one of my coworkers today. And I told her to remind me before she left that way I could pay her money for this food, and she forgot. And then I remember like way after she left, I'm like, I was gonna give her money. So yeah. So anyway, so thank you. We'll call you T. Thank you, T, for doing that. I appreciate it. Uh, and so, I've been really like not making the best food choices, but trying to still keep myself in check. So today, T went to Arby's, and I had lunch with the daycare that provides a lunch. So I had that lunch, and for lunch it was like cheeseburger, mac and cheese, and mixed vegetables, and fruit cocktail, and there was like I think wheat crackers. So I had like 5 wheat crackers. I had quite a bit, honestly, of cheeseburger, mac and cheese, and mixed vegetables. I had them on top of each other because I like to eat them together. Yummy. And then I had a little bit of the fruit cocktail that I had because by that time I wasn't really that hungry. And it didn't taste all that great. It wasn't very appetizing at the time, so I was just like, okay, I'm done. And that's another thing, but I'll get back to that. But anyway, so it was a decent food choice, but then I knew that I was going to be staying over for a while to do homework, because I can, which is awesome. Really great job, perk, that I can stay over and do homework. So I stayed over, and but whenever one of my coworkers said that she was going to go to Arby's and do a run, I asked her if she can get me some things. That way I'd have something for dinner. So I asked for the 2 for $6 special with the Greek style gyros from Arby's. And one of the reasons was because it does have vegetables on it. Because I think the other 2 options are like chicken strips and like a hot ham and cheese, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And this one had vegetables. So I was like, well, it's not the best option, but I feel like out of the 3 options, I feel like it's the best. Because, it wasn't deep fried, and yeah, and it wasn't just meat, cheese, and carbs. So there was that. And so anyway, but I got 2 of those, and I only got 2 of those. I didn't get what I would normally like to get, and what I would normally honestly like. And I really wanted a soda, and she even said that, like, or she didn't say it, but as she was standing there, and I said, no, I don't need a soda. I don't need a soda. I don't need a soda. I don't need one. I'm fine. And so anyway, yeah, so there's that. So I've been drinking water, and I've been drinking coffee for the most part. I have had a little bit of soda. I ended up eating 1 1/4 of the gyros that I got, which is pretty cool because I felt so full after that first gyro, and I was like, geez, wow, that's crazy. And oh wow, there were a couple of days, and I'm thinking this was a side effect of the anesthesia after the surgery, and probably the pain medication that I was taking, and possibly maybe it was a combination. And I was also taking an antibiotic to prevent infection from the bites, and and it might have been a combination of these. I don't know, but I literally didn't have an appetite for a couple of days. Like, how weird is that? And I really, like, I even commented on it. I'm like, I don't have an appetite. I'm like, I don't feel like I feel like I need to eat. And things are tasting okay. Like, they're okay, but that's it. They're kind of just okay. And I'm like, and I'm not really hungry for anything specific. Like, I'm almost always craving something, honestly, or thinking about food. Because, again, food addiction, it's on your mind a lot. So, but I just, like, I know I need to eat, but I'm not, like, super hungry. That was weird. That was really weird. And I was telling my sister, too, I'm like, it's so weird. I'm like, it's so weird not to, like, to kind of not care. Like, it was really weird. So that was a different experience because I don't think I've ever felt that way before. Since I've been taking classes, I have been so busy that I have forgotten to eat. That has happened. But I don't think I've not had an appetite. Like when I think about food, most of the time I'm excited and the appetite is absolutely there. And like I'll be hungry for a thing, or I can smell a food and then all of a sudden be hungry for it or something. But like this time it was just kind of whatever, you know. So that was a different experience. But again, trying to make decent choices. I'm trying not to overeat. I did binge eat a couple of times in the last like 2 weeks roughly. Well, since I made the video, since I made the last video that I had. I did binge eat like maybe 3 or 4 times, which again, you know, for somebody who's addicted to food and binge eats almost on a daily, that's not so bad. So and I know that I haven't made the best food choices, but at the same time, like I said, I'm trying to rein it in. I'm trying not to make horrible choices, and I'm trying to, like, if I am going to eat this certain food, I'm not going to eat a whole lot of it. I'll eat something that'll satisfy me but not be crazy. Like I'll order like one meal instead of like a bajillion of everything like I'd like to. And so I'm not making the best choices, but I am trying. So now that I've touched base on that, and I've actually talked about not having an appetite for a couple of days, again, super weird. And you might see the light fluctuating. Does that sometimes. I don't know what's going on. But so anyway, now that I've touched base on that, I feel good. It is, let's see here, it is 10:29 according to that clock, which means that it's probably actually 10:25 because that clock's a little bit fast. And I have been talking for 1 hour and 18 minutes and 23 seconds, and that's a long time to talk. So I think it's time to go ahead and hang it up. Like I said, there's just so much going on right now with this, and it's frustrating, and I've thanked the people that I needed to thank. And if there's anybody that I've left out by chance, right now my circle of people is pretty small. I've got my coworkers, I've got my friends, I've got my sister. I did get to see my nephew, which was nice, the other day. That was super awesome. And I love him so much. But I hadn't seen him in a while. He's 17 now. Like, where does the time go? Crazy. And so anyway, I did get to see my nephew, and that was nice. But for the most part, my sister's the most family that I see. Yeah, provided I see her like daily. But the rest of my family, I don't see very often for various reasons, and it's a bummer. So there's that. And again, my coworkers, my sister, a couple of close friends, and then my haircut people that I haven't actually been able to see because of this. So yeah, so that's my it's a pretty small circle of people that I have in my world right now. And then of course I'm going to school. So with that, those are kind of like the big things in my life right now. And yeah. Oh, and then the gym people too, because I did get to see the gym people almost on a daily basis. And then as soon as the weather got really nice, I'm like, I gotta go out and run. I miss being out there. And honestly, it's so much better running outside than it is running on a treadmill. For another video, other reasons for another video. But so that's been kind of another thing. But yeah. So anyway, I'm feeling it right now. I don't know if it's just because I decided to make a comment on the time or what, but I'm like really feeling tired, and I tend to turn into a toddler when I'm tired. I get grumpy, grouchy, cranky, and feeling sleepy. So anyway, if you have stuck it out for these last 2 hours, that's right, an hour and 20 minutes that I've been talking, I commend you for listening to me go on and on. I hope that you have a lovely weekend. Again, it is Friday, April 9th, and it's supposed to be nice in my neck of the woods. It's supposed to be really nice. And I'm hoping that I can go despite my fears, honestly. Let's call them what they are. They're fears and insecurities with going out and walking in nature, or even around the block, because we actually do have, where I live, the block where I live, there are actually a couple of dogs that Some, technically that way, some neighbors down the road tend to let out, I guess, maybe, I don't know. This is from what I've heard from I've got 2 other neighbors that have told me about these other dogs that tend to get out, and they're not nice ones, which is a shame. So I've been lucky that I've not had any run-ins with them either. No pun intended, run-ins. But anyway, in fact, whenever I posted about having gotten attacked, one of my neighbors, the one across the street, directly across the street, the first thing that he messaged me on Facebook, he goes, "I told you to stay away from those dogs." I'm like, it wasn't even like these guys. It wasn't even like that. So anyway, so I'm making light of a situation. I deal with things with comedy. That's how I deal with life. That's one of my coping mechanisms. It's probably the biggest one that I've got. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. And I need to hang it up. And I'm tired and I'm getting cranky and I'm getting awkward. It's probably another reason why I need to hang it up. So, keep fighting. The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow, and that ain't no lie. So I'm here. 8 things to remember when going through tough times. Yep. So all kinds of cool motivational stuff on my walls. I've even got this wall over here that's got stuff on it as well. And a couple other places in my house, in my room, blah, blah. I am rambling for sure now. I'm definitely rambling. So I'm going to go ahead and hang it up for reals this time. Have a lovely weekend. I hope that if you are living in a place in the world that has nice weather right now, and the prediction for the weekend is good weather for you, I hope that you're able to get out and enjoy it. I'm hoping that I can do the same. My weekend is essentially going to be dedicated to homework because I have a ton of it to catch up on. And to any of my art class co-students, classmates is the word I was looking for. If you were in my art group, I am so sorry that I haven't really put much together. And you don't know. You probably think that I haven't put anything together for this group work. I did. I'm not done with it, but I'm working on it. And I apologize for it being so... It's going to end up being relatively last minute. I'm hoping I can get it done by Sunday. I'm talking to you, but I'm also kind of rambling because this is out there. I don't think anybody in my art group watches my videos, so I doubt it because I don't think I know any of them. But anyway, sorry about that. So again, I am going to go ahead and stop this. I've got to stop it. I'm so tired. It's really starting to hit me. I am really tired. So have a lovely weekend. Get out. Enjoy the beautiful spring weather if you are living in a place that you can do that. I know here in central Illinois, at least where I'm at, it's supposed to be very nice over the weekend. It's supposed to be really nice over the weekend. So I'm hoping to get me some of that sweet sunshine, hopefully. And the air smells amazing out there. Like, it smells so good. It's so nice. And I'm going to take another drink because my mouth is getting dry. And make good choices. Be your best self. Live your best life. I will talk to you in the future soon. And I hope that, my follow-up, my next appointment is actually this coming Wednesday. And I'm hoping that I get this taken off. I'm hoping. I'm hoping so hard. I really am, because if I get cleared to use my hand, it will be like the most beautiful, wonderful thing. There are so many things that I miss doing that I can't do, or that is so freaking difficult that it's either not worth doing or it just takes me really long. Like I've said like 20 times already in my part 1 and my part 2. That I'm really looking forward to having this off. So I'm really hoping this Wednesday I get it off. So anyway, but if not, we'll just kind of take it as it comes, because that's what life's about. Life is challenging. So again, make good choices. Be your best self. Live your best life. Get out there. Enjoy the sunshine this weekend. I will talk to you later. Have a great night, day, whatever weekend, yada, yada, blah. And I'm definitely going to hit the stop button. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye.